Everyone, welcome to episode 51 of AI GTM Talks. As many of you know, we've been doing these talks. It's been, well, we just hit episode 50 last week. So, Vijay Damodi Purapu is here with us. Vijay, how are you?
Doing excellent. Thank you, Mani. And congratulations on hitting the 50th episode.
Yeah, no, it's been an exciting journey for us. Vijay, we've been bringing on some amazing AI GTM tech CEOs, founders, going deep dive into different areas within AI for go-to-market. We've had revenue leaders, and then of course, we have experts and practitioners like you, and fractional leaders also come in. And thank you for joining us at short notice for today. And I know the topic that you want to cover today is an exciting one. So first, I'll just put up the next slide, which is a little bit about you. Maybe you can give folks a quick overview, and then we'll get into the topic, which is how you are running your entire GTM motion with Claude. There's a lot of buzz around Claude and using Claude, right, for running GTM and GTM motions, and we definitely want to cover that. And as you have promised everybody, it's going to be a show and tell. So we'll look at everything that you've been building, and I think we want to go from there to talk about what happens as you try to scale up, right? Scale up into the mid market, scale up into the enterprise, the nuances of some things you want to think about, and then we have a 10-layer AI sales process automation framework that you and I can get into, and how can we start scaling up from the solo cloud environment, as you go further into the mid market and enterprise. But Vijay, yeah, tell the folks who are watching, listening, a little bit about yourself and what your journey has been like as you've been getting into completely automating your GTM with Claude. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mani, and excited to be here. I'm a repeat guest over here, and kudos to you and the audience in bringing up these kind of topics and practitioners and operators. So a little bit about me. As you pointed out, Mani, so I am actually a practitioner and operator from a go-to-market perspective, specifically in B2B and mid-market and enterprise. That's a primary focus. For me, I have worked with younger startups as well as mid-market and large enterprises around their go-to-market challenges. An example
Mhm.
can be, hey, we need to grow 12% year over year versus 8% last year. That's a mandate from a GM to a head of marketing within a business unit. That's a big goal. When you're talking about like $1 billion plus, 12%, 8% versus 12% are huge numbers. We're not talking about a million or two here now, right? So helping them navigate that complexity of where their growth pipeline and revenue will come from is a challenge that I look forward to and help and work with the go-to-market leaders broadly. So
Mhm.
that's an example.
Mhm.
Happy to share more details, and folks can go and check out my LinkedIn and connect or DM me if they're interested in learning more.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now, switching gears, as I work with the go-to-market challenges across the different stages of the company and market and company stages and maturity levels,
Mhm.
on the same side, I am very hands-on in terms of what to really connect with how I can unlock these
Mhm.
mysteries or challenges. So, as an example, I mean, the core focus for this topic, I mean, the talk today is around using AI around go to market and go to market motions.
Mhm.
So, typically, when I bring that up, what I've heard is, hey, which tools do you use? Should I use ChatGPT or Claude at the AI level, or should I use like a HubSpot or a SIA or a Salesforce or any other CRM?
Mhm.
The conversation goes into more of the tactics and the setup
Mhm.
versus what I want each and everyone in this audience, what I want you to really focus on is really go upstream in terms of what are your go-to market plays. When
Mhm.
I say plays, PLAYS, the playbook, right? All the
Mhm.
different plays from a cross-functional perspective, not just, hey, marketing is doing this one campaign and sales is doing an outreach and so on, but as an organization, what are the different go-to-market plays. So
Right.
that's the track and lens I want to bring, and the story that which really took me down this whole Claude AI CRM setup. It happened about a few weeks ago in mid-February, where I was commenting on Brian Halligan's LinkedIn post,
Mm-hmm.
specifically around go-to-market leaders. How do founders and CEOs interview and vet top-level CROs?
Mm-hmm.
And that comment got good traction from Brian. He responded, and we went back and forth on the thread. And there were others also who actually chimed in or liked or engaged with that comment thread. Now, a
Mm-hmm.
couple of days later, or a day or two later, I realized, hey, I had the attention of a GTM expert and a practitioner like Brian Halligan, and I was in front of potentially two or three ICPs. But if I
Mm-hmm.
looked back at my go-to-market system, there was a gap. I didn't re-engage after a couple of days. So
Got it.
that led me down the track of how can I fix that bug or the flaw. That's a huge flaw from a go-to-market
Mm-hmm.
perspective. When you send out a signal, you see what you received or what you observed, but then there needs to be a follow-up and an outreach. And that was a big gap.
Got it.
So that opened or took me down the journey of how can I fix that. And around the same time, Claude skills started taking off,
Mm-hmm.
right? It was almost like 1 plus 1 is equal to not just 3, it's like 5 or 10 now.
Got
That's
it.
the effect I started seeing once I started putting down my system and how I can start using Claude skills and Claude overall to build my own GTM and encapsulate that.
Got
Let
it.
me
So I
pause
think I
on there.
right, right. I know you're going to do some some demo show stuff, but as we go along, hopefully, for the folks who might be still getting onto the Claude train, so to speak, if you can just give a quick overview of things like Claude skills and what it's about, and things like that. I think that'd be helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, happy to do that. Even if I let me do a show here as soon as I get the window to share.
Sure.
Okay, are you all able to see this? I can zoom in. I realize that.
Yep. Yep. We can see it, but yeah. Yeah. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so first things first, what I want to emphasize on, I mean, I can show about the cloud skills and all that. If I just even look at, uh, are you able to see the cloud setup or not yet?
Yeah. Yeah. We're seeing a screen where you've got your signal beacons, you've got your outreach plays, about four
Okay,
plus six, about
so
10
clearly it's
plays.
not
Yeah.
showing my cloud setup then. So let me start with
Got it.
cloud first.
Okay.
Okay, something should be coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
Replace with Claude window. All right, should be up anytime now. And there you go. So this is the
Yep.
Claude setup. So in terms of, for those who are familiar, at least somewhat familiar with Claude, so if you go to your settings and if you,
Do you mind zooming in a bit? It's a little
yeah,
small
sure.
font. Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
I'm going to ignore this. This is not relevant. So if you go to settings and if you go to capabilities, and if you
Yep.
scroll down, this is where you can really create all these skills.
Okay.
See the list of skills over there.
Yeah.
These are all
Uh-huh.
user skills. And then Claude provides their own out of the box skills below. And
Mm-hmm.
there are other examples. So a simple prompt can be show me all the skills that you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I do something like that, let's actually go here. Okay. So what you should start seeing, are you able to see the screen or not yet?
No, no, I think you might have bounced out. But yeah, keep going if you want to just talk through what's
Yeah,
happening
so
here.
what I did while I'm bringing this up is I actually asked Claude to show me all the skills.
The skills that you created within the platform. Okay.
Exactly. So what I can do is it'll show two things over here.
Mm.
Hopefully, it's coming up now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you see over here, it shows all the skills that I created. This is all user generated. It's across system, it's across LinkedIn, it's across content and voice, and then sales, and then there's a GTM and pipeline.
Yeah.
All these are
Now
the
hold
different
on.
skills.
These are skills. So these are skills you created. These are not out of the box that came with Claude. Is that right?
Correct. So out of the box, I was just going to go there. Out of the box are all these, like docx,
Okay.
PDF, PPT, product self knowledge, and so on.
Hmm.
Okay.
Got it.
So that's a starting point. So I started going down this path. And uh, what I also realized is before I get into the tactics and using Claude, I need to go up level and really design my go to marketplace.
Yeah. So
And
let me ask you this: what is the process of you coming up with those 20 or so skills? How did you conceptualize what you needed to create and why?
yeah, so I did not start with, hey, I need to create a skill. It, it,
Okay.
it boiled down to I need to get better at, let's say, LinkedIn content creation.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So that was a thought process. And that led me to start playing around and creating a custom skill just for that
Mm.
content creation.
Okay.
And similarly, when I started using the CRM, I realized I need to design my own CRM and pipeline intelligence layer. And that
Mm.
led me to create that skill.
Okay. Now, each skill creation, is it a series of you prompting Claude and in context to tying into your own CRM or tying into your own LinkedIn and etc.? I mean, I'm just trying to understand the context.
That's right. So it has to be in the context of your own ways of working.
Got it.
Like for example, the way I would create LinkedIn content will be completely different from the way you would create LinkedIn content,
Mm-hmm.
right? So in terms of
Yep.
like the sources, the voice, the brand voice, uh, and even the structure and so on, the hook patterns. So there are nuances to it, and that's why skills and especially user specific skills
Mm.
are think of it as like you are literally training a mid-level content person overnight, not even overnight, like within few minutes. Overnight is a stretch
Mm-hmm.
here. Within few minutes,
Mm.
this is
Yeah.
what I need to do, and these are the skills I want you to have, and it
Okay.
creates that mid-level really sharp content person.
Got it.
So that's the
Mm.
metaphor and analogy I want each of you to take away from this conversation.
Sure.
Okay. So switching gears, so that led me to create my go-to-market plays, as you see over here in this screen.
Yeah.
Uh, the ones you see
Can
on the
you
left,
can you right? So what are we seeing now? This is you've got these things called signal beacons and outreach plays. Do you want to just
yeah.
explain these?
So I
Yeah.
literally studied a lot of the founders in terms of what go-to-market plays do they really do, and what go-to-market plays are effective in them
Mm.
hitting a million or two in annual revenue.
Mm.
And it
Okay.
boiled down to these. So a lot of times it's only focusing on like 3 to 5 or maybe 10 plays and then really going deep into those things. So as an example, if you see
Yeah.
over here, let me start with target account
Okay.
monitoring.
Yeah. Now, do you want to just go top down? Yes. Just tell us what each of these are, like GTM Clarity newsletter on down. What are these?
Yeah. So in this case, GTM Clarity newsletter is my newsletter where I will kick off, and it's more to warm, keep my pipeline and target accounts and audience warm.
Got it. And you sending it once a week, and who does it go to?
Okay. So let me backtrack over here. What
Yeah.
you see over here, like there are, I believe, about 10, 12 plays in total.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Not all of them are active and running consistently. So that was
Okay.
my next big aha in terms
Yeah.
of I have structured all the go to market plays,
Yeah.
go to market motions, but there are gaps, and I need to know quickly where there are gaps, which ones I want to invest time into, and then start layering on other go to market plays.
Got it. Okay.
Right. So that led me to create my CRM using Claude,
Mm.
my own way,
Yeah.
structured around these go to marketplace.
Yeah, no, but my point is each of these has a clear purpose. So you said,
Mhm.
okay, newsletter is for me to stay in touch and nurture my maybe past customers or prospects, or right,
Correct.
who are not warm. I don't know.
Yeah,
Is that it? Yeah.
exactly. And then target
And
account monitoring, as the name indicates, like if you have target like 50 or 100 dream accounts you want to
yep.
earn their business, how do you structure that go to marketplace? So that's one. That's the second one over
Got it.
there. LinkedIn
Yeah.
commenting is self-explanatory, and LinkedIn content creation again is self-explanatory. So the ones that you see on the left are all like, imagine like I'm sending these signals out there from my
No, no,
own
I get
end.
it. So
Yeah.
LinkedIn commenting, you've got 5 to 10 substantive comments. So it looks like you have a
Mhm.
goal about, I want to go deep with my commenting with a few key players, key influencers, or
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. And then
Yeah.
moving to the right, can you explain that? Like what happens there,
Yeah.
in terms of network
So
reactivation?
yeah, network reactivation is essentially tapping into my network. So there are like different layers of people who I know if I send out, they'll respond right away. That's like the tier one. Tier two is they kind of know me and they'll respond after a couple of touches. Like that's a go-to-market play in itself. Like going out
Hmm.
there, reaching out to my network. That's what it means. Like reactivating my network,
Yep.
and then that can be a good source of pipeline and referral as well. So that's
Yep.
another play. So that's the outreach play. Once you see on the right are outreaches.
Got it. Got it. Then you have something called warm signal
Warm
conversion.
signal
Okay.
conversion is essentially someone, again, going back to the example of the Brian Halligan thread that I mentioned
Hmm.
earlier. So
Hmm.
anyone who responded are kind of, they're definitely not cold, they're kind of warmish,
Yeah.
right? So how to engage with them? So that signal conversion is what I know call as warm signal conversion.
Got it. And
Okay.
what's the next one? Public signal
Now, public
outreach.
signal outreach is ICPs talking about their own pain points. So I
Hmm.
know that I can be of value for them when they talk about like marketing campaigns are not effectively converting or sales is not hitting their quota or something around those things. I can reach out to them. They're indicating and calling out their pain points that aligns with my business.
And yeah, this is where I think you will need some kind of tool, right, to have a structured way of knowing who are those prospects, so you can get there, know when they posted on LinkedIn or posted somewhere in social channels, right?
Exactly. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's exactly the point. So once I structure all these things, I can do it maybe for 5, 10 folks and maybe for 2, 3 people in my head,
Yeah.
but if it starts compounding, and that's where
Yes.
I saw the need for a CRM.
Got it.
Okay, and for me, that led me to create my own CRM and designed around these go-to-market place.
Got it. So just to finish this up, you've got your referral ask, which makes sense. Get
Yeah,
referrals from folks who already think highly of you. Mutual
exactly.
intro playbook, you're offering to make intros. And okay, what's the bottom one?
No,
Target
mutual into
account.
playbook is the other way around, where there are target accounts and people I want to reach into, and I need to
Hmm.
find the connects who can make the intro for me.
Oh, got it, got it, got it. Okay, got it.
Okay,
It's almost like a second level intro playbook. Okay,
exactly.
and
Yeah.
the last one, the target account outreach is okay. Anything there? What's that about?
It's pretty self-explanatory. That's what it is, right? Once I target account monitoring, it complements the target account monitoring.
Got it. All right, let's keep
Mhm.
going. So now I get it. I think hopefully folks watching get it. So now the question is, you said you had to build your own custom CRM to support all this, and so
Exactly. And that
and you
led
decided to
me
build your own CRM. I mean, I'm sure there are two schools of thought, right? Some people say it's too much work, and why would you want to do this? Where over time maintenance, and it's too much heavy lifting to keep it
yeah.
up and running. Uh, but you decided to do it anyway. So yeah, I'm curious to hear how long
Yeah,
it took
fair
you and
enough.
what and why. Yeah,
By the way, it's pretty, I know it can be overwhelming over here. So let me zoom
yeah,
in. I'm not going to reveal or show the entire CRM, but it's just to show how I went about designing. That
yeah.
is, hopefully I can get to zoom. I don't know why it's not zooming in. Are you
Okay.
able to see the tabs at least, Money?
Yeah, yeah. We are able to see your tabs. Yes.
Okay, so in
Yeah.
here, so you have the next best action quick view, you have the pipeline tab, outreach pipeline, target accounts, mutual intro playbook, LinkedIn posts that I'm
Yeah.
tracking right now, right? LinkedIn commenting, creator reference, and then the newsletter, and then the weekly metrics. So if you
Hmm.
see, these are all like the basic in terms of these are all like your essential CRM tasks and features,
Hmm. Got
right?
it.
In terms of accounts, in terms of views, in terms of reports, in terms of outreach status, number of touches, when is the next outreach, when that should be scheduled for, and so on, right? So I essentially asked Claude to create a CRM using these principles, and I gave
Hmm.
these are my go-to-market place. Now start
Yeah.
creating it, and it was an iterative process.
Hmm.
In a matter of a week, I not even a week, I mean, like, like 2 to 3 sessions, 1 hour each, I was able to get a really good CRM in place. And
Interesting.
as I kept using it on a daily basis, that's when I started iterating on the skills, even updating the Claude skills in terms of how the pipeline intelligence has to really operate. And
Okay.
so for me, I don't really go in and update any of these sheets manually.
Hmm.
So maybe that's a good segue into the demo here, which I have
Right,
for
right,
the
right. So the question is, yeah, you have this spreadsheet-based CRM behind the scenes,
correct.
but it's being information is being maintained in there. But you can ask prompt maybe questions and it gives you answers, and you can, yeah, update using a prompt interface, and it writes into the sheet. Is that right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So for
Okay.
example, if I let me reshare Strative Claude, hopefully it comes up soon now. So what I'm doing in here
Yeah.
is I'm asking Claude now. For the purpose of this show and tell, I just created a demo CRM sheet, not my actual sheet.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I just asked Claude to show the demo CRM sheet.
Okay.
Yeah. But are you able to see the Claude?
No, not right now. I think your sharing has stopped. So if you want to just reshare, yeah.
Oh, okay. I did share.
Yep, we can see it
All
now.
right. So I just gave this prompt, show the demo CRM sheet. And
It
over
says which
here, it's
sheet you'd like to
asking to
see. Okay,
show,
got it.
yeah,
Got it.
show all.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And you can see over here, it's reading all the 3 sheets. Okay.
It it popped out
Are you
again.
able
Yeah.
to see the screen, or
No, no,
it's,
not right now.
I don't know what's happening here.
Okay.
Okay. Hopefully now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's back. Okay. It's showing an NBA quick view with
Yeah. So
contact.
NBA stands for next best action.
Okay.
So
It's
what is the
not
next
basketball.
best
Okay.
action for each of these contacts? So, for example, these are all fake accounts and fake names.
Okay.
Uh, if I look at Sarah Kim, who is a VP of marketing, it said last activity is on March 18th. It was a 25-minute call, and I had to
Yeah.
send this proposal, and follow up is on March 21st. And it also
Got it.
gives like a pulse.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So
High,
what I
warm.
also do is essentially I type in or share the meeting notes, and Claude actually captures that.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, so I just showed all the tabs here, and let's just pick one. So for example, if I say, let's just continue with that example that I showed earlier, it's Sarah,
Mm, mm.
right? And update Sarah, follow up to March 25th as an example.
Mm, mm.
If I just say that, now what Claude is going to do, because of the way I set it up, and it knows how my go-to-market plays are structured and what the purpose of each of my CRM sheet is, it's going to say, you know
Okay,
what, it's
understood that. Yeah, it's done.
and
Okay.
yes, I would like to see it. So this is how I
Okay,
interact with the CRM setup that I have.
got it. Okay, that makes sense.
And it actually
Where do
goes over here. So if you see
okay?
here, look at Sarah Kim. This is what we
It
updated, and it said,
it bounced out again, Vijay. You'll have to
oh,
reshare.
okay, this something has to be fixed on this end, or your
Okay,
end money in terms of infrastructure.
gotcha.
Uh, all right, there you go.
Yeah,
Okay, so if you see over here,
yeah.
it's up to March 25th now.
Yep, makes sense. Yep. Okay.
So I'll stop share. I
Yeah,
just want to give this quick overview here of
yeah.
how I set up the Claude CRM. But the main point here is thinking about your go-to-market place,
Mm,
the gaps that you see or gaps that you want to make sure are not showing up. Like, for example,
mm,
if a target ICP or target account is having or showing interest or engaging with the content, uh, or visit a website, you need to capture in your CRM, and your CRM should have the ability to flag that, hey, you know what, XYZ contacted or showed interest, you need to follow up within 24 to 48 hours or even less. There should be a
mm,
way to flag, and you can create all these things in the
mm.
CRM. You can build that intelligence in the CRM using Claude.
Okay. In this case, how does it work? Does your Claude instance, your CRM is essentially a set of spreadsheets. So the spreadsheets are being monitored on a daily basis to say, okay, you got to do A, B, C, X, Y, Z today. Once you log into Claude, it'll tell you. Is that how it
Correct.
works?
So I do it manually today, where every day I have like a CRM session with
Okay.
Claude, and it tracks. And I also built in, again, going to customizing the skill, I said flag any accounts or any touches that are like overdue for 24 hours, and it shows
Ah,
that.
got
So
it.
every time I open and start a CRM session with Claude, it actually shows the list of accounts and people that I should have reached out to, but I have not.
I see. So it's one of the you've got a bunch of Claude projects or folders, and one of them is related to the CRM activity that you need to do.
Exactly. So it's a combination of skills and building that. So what I've discovered while working with Claude is it retains the instructions both in memory, which is useful for a session. But if you want to retain for, if you want to come back the following day, it won't be in the memory. And that's where you
Hmm.
need to build it in the skill.
Hmm.
So skill is transferable workflows with
Yeah.
guardrails across
Hmm.
sessions and across days and across projects as well.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
Yeah,
So your CRM skill has encapsulated all of these things. So you are activating that skill when you log in and you get a CRM session going.
correct. And just
Okay.
to go deeper into that, one piece of advice whoever wants to go down this path is instead of building one big CRM skill, it's better to break it down. So, for example,
Hmm.
next best action can be a skill in itself, and you build
Got
intelligence
it.
around that. CRM
Hmm.
pipeline review and intelligence can be a skill around that.
Hmm.
And what I've seen is there is something known as a system registry, which actually maps out the dependencies and how each of the skills interact.
Okay.
So we are now getting into again, think of it as if you look at a go to market organization, you have people, you have
Yeah.
workflows, and they have to
Hmm.
interact and coordinate and gel correctly.
Right.
So it's the same concept here. So skills are your people or maybe a subset of skill within a person. So how do you
Hmm.
make sure that they're interacting and working in tandem and in sync? So that
Hmm.
is what a system registry does.
Yeah. 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 So, any other things you want to talk about, show before we switch, and we can look at what happens when we go from this personal cloud workspace for a solopreneur founder and trying to keep up with things and keeping track of things to as you scale up into the you know 10, 20, 50 million SMB to mid market, and how things start to change. And then we should talk about how things are probably going to evolve to support those use cases, because then you're scaling up, you're going to have multiple people with multiple cloud workspaces of their own,
Yeah. Yeah.
etc.
So if it's solo or if you're early stage founder and typically founder led sales, it's fairly easy. I mean, again, fairly easy is really overblown. I wouldn't simplify it that way. But it's fairly easy to do your own personal CRM using Claude or equivalent AI tools,
Right.
just the way in the way I showed it, right? The
Hmm. Hmm.
challenge really becomes it's less of having a CRM setup, it's more of are you sequencing and structuring your go to market place correctly?
Hmm.
That is the key. People typically, what I've seen is people really get lost into the nuances and tactics of the tools and tech stack
Yeah.
versus going up level. Because before you know, you spend 3, 6, 9 months and your pipeline is not moving the way it's supposed to be moving.
Mm-hmm.
And if you dig deep and if you go up level, you'll start seeing that, hey, I should have rather have the team focus only on this 2 or 3 go to market plays versus spreading ourselves too thin and not seeing any real pipeline impact.
Got it. Do you have anything to share with the audience about um, uh, early stage companies, say one, few million ARR? What seems to be the primary GTM plays or tactics that seems to be working lately? If you look at, right now in 2026, where we are, given where we are. Any
Yeah, so
thoughts on
all
that?
the 10 go to market plays that I showed earlier
Yeah.
is that's all really anyone really needs if your goal is to hit 1 million or maybe 2, but 1 million ARR,
Got it.
right? Beyond that, you start layering in other go to market
Yeah.
plays.
Okay.
And that's where I see a lot of the founders, even like seed series A founders, making mistakes in terms of, hey, I've heard about event or I heard about influencer program,
Yeah.
and let's have my team. I want to have my team do that. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost like, do you have your foundation in place correctly? Are your existing go to market place really working? And then how do you
Mm.
layer on top versus removing your eyes on what's really bringing in the pipeline and revenue today, and then shifting
Mm.
gears in a different direction,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's a challenge. I think as you scale up, as the company scales up in terms of number of people and revenue stages as well, and maybe it's like new go to market, new market entry as an example, or a new
Mm.
product line launch. Now, new market entry or a new product line launch, it may or may not involve or require the same set of go to marketplace. It might be a different or adjacent ones. So, how do you
Mm.
think about those, right? And then how do you
Mm.
create hypotheses and little experiments and then bake that into your tech stack, the CRM tech stack
Mm.
or other
Mm-hmm.
tools? Is how I
Mm.
would really, really strongly advise folks listening is think about it from that angle in terms of structuring your go to market plays and sequencing versus, hey, how do I start tracking this in a tech stack?
No, no. So listen, I saw the 5, 8, 10 plays that you had, but even there, I think every founder, every early stage business has to have a clearly articulated, understood point of view, positioning, messaging.
Yeah,
Here is what is unique about us. Here's what makes us different, right?
right.
So that's a piece that needs to go along with it, right? Otherwise, you're going to be commenting on Brian Halligan's post, somebody's post, but it's like, what
It's
do you have something
absolutely.
to say that's interesting to him? It's
Yes.
like,
In fact, I don't know if that was lost in the different custom skills that I built,
yeah,
because the skills, like for example, the LinkedIn commenting skill has to align with my differentiating offer or product or
yeah,
service. It doesn't matter what it is. And that,
right,
again, if you go back, it has to tie to what is my point of view on a specific topic or problem area,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
So we've
And
been
that goes
talking a
back.
lot. I mean, fair enough. Go ahead.
Yeah, so just wrapping up on that point, and that goes back to the point of where you are in terms of your positioning, because positioning at a 500K or 1 million or 5 million will be entirely different in terms of how you approach positioning and messaging when you start expanding and going up to 10 million, 15 million, and so on.
Hmm. Got it. Got it. I mean, so we have, and everybody, every business, right? Founder, CEO, owner, or the founding team, they have their own thesis, and so now
Mhm.
it's about constantly testing your thesis out into the market and seeing and validating it, and then seeing, if people are going to engage with you, and then
Yeah,
that's going to drive pipeline, drive revenue, right? And if the message is getting through, and you'll know
right.
that in your sales calls, you'll know that in terms of, are people buying into it?
Yeah,
Is it, you're building trust? So yeah, I agree with you there. So now, let's now move to the next point of discussion, which was, okay, so you've got this GTM OS with a set of plays that you're running a solo, versus now, like, when you start scaling up, that's where, as you know, at Kwanzaa, we've got the signals hub, and we are trying to be kind of the one-stop signals shop, if you will, right? Help
Hmm.
customers understand the range of buying signals that are out
Yeah.
there, and try to make sense of those signals, and then how to rank order and prioritize those signals, and then to be able to action GTM plays, like you said, but they are now signal based,
Right.
um, and then to be able to do it in a with a with a much more scale, because the typical Claude setup that at least I've had some other folks tell me is you can do maybe 10,000 contacts, maybe 20,000 contacts, leads, whatever, but at some point it doesn't scale. If you go
Yeah.
to the tens of thousands, if you go to hundreds of thousands, we have mid-market customers like that it's a 500 million ARR company, right? 9 million annual visitors, 1.2 million monthly unique visitors. The DNR now is doing all kinds of site traffic. They're turning them into leads. They're putting it through a signal-based prospecting process. So we've actually come up with a 10-layer framework that I want to run it by you, and the folks watching might also find it interesting.
Yeah.
And so we are trying to now say, hey, here is kind of what you can do in terms of 10-layer stack.
Hmm.
And obviously, this is by no means meant to be a pitch about us, but it's, giving a representative set of tech and tools, right? So there's us, and obviously people use us where we have some very unique signals, that go a lot deeper than what they might get from other signal-based tech like a Clay and some of the others
Yeah.
that I mentioned here. So you have your website visitor tracking, de-anonymization onto offsite intent, which is contact level or personal level intent, to social monitoring, role changes, funding events, custom
Hmm.
company level signals, pre-event workflows. Now, you may or may not have a CRM that all the signals are fed into, or we're seeing some customers actually feed it straight into a database layer, right?
Mm.
So in the SMB, we're seeing them go into Google Sheets or Superbase, like a relational database. In the
Yeah.
mid-market, we're seeing them drop it into CDP, Snowflake, like a treasure data, and so forth. A lot of data enrichment that happens in that layer, identity resolution, tying it all together, right? Then you
Hmm.
end up having all kinds of direct data partnerships. You might do API calls, right,
Right.
into from these enrichment workflows. Workflow engine that that plays a role of capturing the business logic for scoring. So you have account scoring, lead scoring, etc. And then obviously developing the messaging, right? Touch 1, 2, 3, email, LinkedIn, email, phone calls, voice scripts. And then those
Hmm.
messaging again, you either use NA10 or even Clay tables, and you can build the messaging there. But the point is
Yeah.
that there is a human in the loop messaging, message approval step, like you see
Hmm.
down here.
Yeah.
And then you've got the multi-channel outreach, which is the actual delivery of those messages. And this is again representative just for the folks watching. There's plenty of more than one player in each of these for sure, right? So you got LinkedIn, you got email sequences, LinkedIn sequences, newsletters, like you showed Vijay earlier, right? And then
Hmm.
you have voice calling,
Right.
voicemail drops. You've got, I think, SMS text. We're going to be enhancing this further. There's a gifting, physical gifting, nudging tools. Like
Hmm.
this is an example of one of them. Person-based ads. That's something again we recently have started building out. We've had a history with account-based ads and targeted ads, and we're bringing back that capability soon, right? Around person-based
Yeah.
advertising and retargeting. Then you've got your responses that come back, and then you want to have automated, email conversations, right? So you can message back to them through email, but with a human in the loop to
Hmm.
draft that response. And then you've got your then they are ready to engage. You're gonna see, okay, which ones are ready for completely qualified, and then hand it off to an SDR BDR team. When you have several hundred SDR BDRs, you're gonna do territory-based matching assignment, right? And then on to
Yeah.
pre-meeting prep, and there you go, Claude again. you know
Right.
you got to get Claude, use Claude for pre-meeting prep. We've seen there's quite a bit of that lately, and then if you have customers, they turn into customers. You got all these customer success workflows that kick in. And then if you have, for whatever reason, end up losing your deal, you got to again start nurturing them again, right?
Yeah.
And we are also planning to enhance the top level, with the customer use cases. These are primarily, what you're seeing now is primarily for prospecting, but we're going to come up with, okay, what are the signals that are legit signals, useful, interesting signals for, call it customer, right? Upsell, cross sell, reduce churn, see if they're checking out their competitors, see if we lost a champion, right? Those are all things that we plan to incorporate up here. And then
Hmm.
Make it more around functional blocks, if you will, and then
Yep.
show them a few tool alternatives. It's not just, we're not the only game in town, right? So we're showing them a few examples of different things. So I'll stop sharing this, but I wanted to ask you real quick in the few minutes we have left. Um, we should probably talk about how, as you scale up this whole approach from solopreneur, small company SMB to larger SMB to mid market and so forth, uh, how 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 things are going to evolve in terms of the modern, call it AI sales automation tech stacks, modern AI GTM tech stacks, process layered on top of that. There's all kinds of theses out there, and people. I mean, I can tell you this. I mean, people are hungry for standardized frameworks,
Mm-hmm.
playbooks, approaches. I mean, I spoke to an agency leader. He's like, Money, I've got 25 people, but only three, four of them know what the heck to do, and they
Yeah.
can patch this kind of smorgasbord of different tools and make it
Right.
work. And I'm tired of that nonsense. he's been, he's engaging with us mainly to literally collaboratively develop this 10-layer framework,
Right.
and saying, let's create that consistent playbook where we all win together. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'd love
This
to
is
get your thoughts on that, because that's an interesting topic in itself. Yeah.
Yeah. So first things first, the 10 layer or the multiple layer tool or infographic that you showed is super helpful, Money, in terms of how organizations should start thinking about the different layers when it comes to go to market and the different tech stack and tools within, right? And to
Mm-hmm.
your point of what you mentioned, which is as you start scaling, I mean, when you're founder led, it's pretty much you are
Mm-hmm.
mostly doing it. When you go to like founder led plus maybe one or two SDRs, now you're starting to see, okay, can whatever I have in my DNA in terms of go to market, can that be replicated with one or two SDRs? So that's a challenge in itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as we scale up in terms of, okay, SDRs to AEs to now we are talking about RevOps and MarTech, demand gen, content marketing, customer success, customer and customer marketing and so on. Now you're layering on
Mm-hmm.
the personalities, you're layering on are seeing this from a system point of view. Now we're talking about a system point of view, not just one human being
Yeah.
anymore, not one brain, right?
Right.
That's where there are two concepts to this, right? And I see this when I work with my mid-market enterprise customers and even younger companies, is the same challenge, which is, yes, there's a blueprint that I can deliver, there's a path that I can show, but then habit changing and culture shift and
Mm-hmm.
incorporating those as a daily, weekly workflows is an
Mm-hmm.
ongoing exercise.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing we are starting to think about is the notion of a shared context layer,
Yeah.
because literally every one of these tools needs some common enterprise knowledge, DNA, information, context to operate across groups, across teams. You can have agents come in, and you want to start automating with agents, human work with agents and all that. All that sounds great, but the point is that notion of a shared context on the GTM side. I mean, you tell me, but it's very early days. I don't think people have got it figured out
I
at
mean, there's
all.
no doubt about that, Money. I mean, just the fact that
Yeah.
even me as a solo founder, I had to create a system registry which
Yeah.
had to talk about dependencies. So
Yeah.
there is that shared context which I built, I had to build in just
Right.
for those AI agents that are
Correct.
working.
So now imagine that shared context that you did for yourself, but now how do you scale it
Exactly.
up, right?
Exactly.
For the entire business. I think that's a fascinating area where there's going to be a lot of innovation in the coming, months. And
Yeah.
I think we're certainly trying to, help with this whole framework thing, and we're starting to think about. And so we're doing this monthly AI GTM cafe. We're having those kind of conversations more for SMB to mid market companies. How can they create that shared context? I'm also part of a group called Pavilion, where there's some of those conversations are happening on a weekly basis in a signal-based GTM Slack channel.
Yeah.
This goes on, but
Yeah, absolutely. I
yeah.
mean, that's going to be a huge shift again, because each go-to-market iteration now with
Mm,
AI, the whole organization has to rewire their mindset and culture,
right,
and
right.
that's a fascinating area, and that's a topic in itself for another
Yeah,
deep dive or multiple sessions in the future.
got it. Let me bring up the thank you slide. Let people know as we wrap up, how they can get in touch with you, and we can continue the conversation and dialogue. But I think this has been a great discussion, Vijay. Thank you for jumping in at short notice and supporting us on our weekly talk sessions. Yeah,
Yeah, and
go
thank
ahead.
you, Mani, for hosting these kind of talks on a weekly, monthly basis. And these are really important to really
Mm,
elevate from an education point of view and then create that awareness and also
yeah,
show people that there are the teams or resources or communities that they can lean on. They're not alone in this journey.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so folks can reach out as you can see over there. I mean, I have my LinkedIn and my email up there. Feel free.
Hmm.
I'm super responsive on both, and I
Yeah.
continue to get and I respond within a day or two. And thanks to the Claude setup, it's going to remind me in the
Yeah,
outreach
yeah,
session.
and yeah, along the same lines, folks. We do host an online community, virtual community of GTM folks, and Vijay, you're part of that too. So we have 260 to 80 founders, GTM operators, leaders, part of another founder community which has over 1,000 founders. All AI SaaS tech founders. So founders out there, or even revenue leaders, operators, if you all want to engage with us on these kind of GTM topics, please DM me. We're happy to get you added in there, and obviously we can continue the dialogue through LinkedIn. But thanks everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you, Vijay. Thanks for joining
Yeah,
us.
thank you.
Bye for
Bye,
now.
everyone.